Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about workflow. What is workflow? Well, basically, a workflow is a reliably repeatable pattern of activity. The reason why we want to concentrate on workflow is you don't want to have to repeat the steps or the process every single time in a new way. So we determine this process through which the work passes from initiation to completion with using basically the same steps over and over. Okay, now that sounds tedious and it sounds redundant, but it's really not. Think of it this way. You probably brush your teeth every morning, okay, and you probably put your toothbrush and toothpaste in the same spot every day. That's a workflow, okay? You go into the bathroom or wherever, get your stuff out, brush your teeth, rinse, good to go, okay? You don't have to think about it. Same with digital processing. Why do you want to have to think about it every single time? And using workflow, it gives us the opportunity to create these steps and implement these steps and have the same result at the end. Okay, and it gives you creative control over your images because you don't have to think about the steps in between. Okay, so what are the components of workflow? First thing is input, image acquisition. You're going out and you're going to shoot something, and then you're going to import it into your computer somehow. Okay, it can be a digital file, it can be a scan, and pretty much that's about it. And so you'll transfer the files over from your card or import them in some other fashion. The other component, edit. Okay, image manipulation and enhancement. This is where we make things all better. And some of the things that we will address using Adobe Camera Raw and the raw processors, whether they be launched from Bridge or Lightroom, we're going to address white balance, tonal range, and tonal range just means that we're going to actually address the values in the image. Is the image overexposed, underexposed? We're going to manipulate the highlights, the shadows, the midtones, the blacks, and the whites in the image to give you the best looking image that your mind's eye saw when you snapped the shot. We're also going to crop and straighten the image, so we'll show you the tools how to use that. Color. We're going to adjust any color issues. Okay, we mentioned white balance. We'll get into that, but color issues for mood, say. Maybe you want it to be a little bit warmer, which means it's a little bit more red, orange, yellow. Or you want it to be a little cooler, meaning blue or green or purple. And so you can give it your image a certain mood based on what color cast or what color palette you choose. And then we'll talk about some of the tools that allow you to retouch the image. Initially, we're going to do global adjustments to the whole image all in one shot. And then we'll go into learning how to do spot adjustments or local adjustments with the various tools, removing dust, removing blemishes, removing unwanted artifacts in your image. So that's the edit component of this. And that's probably where you'll spend most of your time, is editing your images. Output is where you need to figure out what you're going to use the image for. Is it going to be printed? What size is it going to be printed? Is it going to be on a website? What size on a website is it going to be? Are you just going to email it for client review? All these options, you have to make a decision on, and that will be part of the output component. We're going to take our original file, our original raw file, and output derivative files from that, whether they're JPEGs, Photoshop documents, TIFF files, PDFs, or whatever you need. The last component is archiving. Okay, and archiving is super critical in the sense that you want to store all your hard work. And by storage, I don't mean just throw it on a USB drive and throw it in a drawer. Basically, you want to go ahead and have it backed up on an external hard drive so that you can go back to it at any point in the future. You never know when that client's going to come back and want to use that image, or Maybe you shot a bunch of images of something and you could use that image for stock imagery or, something else. So, archiving your images is super critical. Okay. The next step we'll get into is project structure. And I have kind of a layout that I want to promote, and it helps with this, and that'll be in the next video.